starter stand, getting ready to wave the green flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our head starter, Mr. Laverne Patrick. And he'll be assisted up there in the flag stand, in fact, waving the green flag, Mr. David Waters, as we get things underway. Heat race number 1 for the Auto Trader Street Stock Cars. Joe Berard grabbing that lead. Look at this, side by side. Oh, big wreck on the back straightaway. Billy Mallory clobbering the wall right in front of the Pinellas Park Shell billboard. Got a spring rolling down the racetrack. Pace car coming out on the track. And my goodness, trying to get these cars stopped. And Billy out of the car, and he's okay, and goes over there and gives Fred Hapling a hug, and no hard feelings or anything. They just got all tied up over there coming off the corner, but both cars pretty well used up. Entering our figure 8 division, we're still looking for a season sponsor for the remainder of the season for the mini stocks of the late models. If you would like to get involved, just check with our office staff down there. Possibly if you would like to sponsor one of our upcoming races as well. You can get involved that way too. And another great way to get involved is to pick a guy pit side as well, and they're hooking up to Billy Mallory's car, at least what's left of it over there. And they're cleaning up all the radiator water that came out of that car, as he definitely can use a new radiator in that. Second location for Wing House Bar and Grill. For that one, considerably. Green's back out. We're underway. Joe Berard driving the 96 car, holding the top spot as they go into turn 1. Here comes Hugh Murphy down on the inside of the 74. That car looking pretty good. Used a little extra fender there coming off at 2. Corky Cray. Whoa, Captain America gets right into the back end of the 20 of Steve Alone. Steve goes spinning around, and let's see if he's probably going to sit there and try to get a caution flag. No, he backs it down off the track, gets out of the way. I think Steve realizes that with no more cars on the track now than there are after the earlier accident, he's probably going to make the feature anyhow, so he'll drop in there. He'll be a lap down, though, to the rest of the field. Again, 8 cars will qualify out of this event, and 8 are on the track right now. So, up front, Hugh Murphy and Corky Craver beginning to put some distance between themselves and the rest of the field. Robbie McAuliffe moving the 33 car up on the high side, and going around Berard takes over the 3rd spot. Again, Steve Alone back there a lap down now on the 20. Just getting some lap time in there. Halfway signal is out. We're going 6 laps of this heat for the Auto Trader Street Stocks. Corky Craver trying to put the pressure on Hugh Murphy, gives him a little bit of a bump. Got down in some of the dirt there. White flag coming out this time. 1 lap to go for Murphy in the 74. Steve Alone gets a lap back from Robbie McAuliffe. And it'll come down to the checker, and the win's going to go to Hugh Murphy. 2nd spot to the 5 of Corky Craver. 3rd will go to the 33 of Robbie McAuliffe. 4th going to the 96 car of Joe Berard. And 5th spot to Mike Leacock in the 13. Again, all cars that finished that race will make. All right, second Auto Trader Street Stock feature coming Q105 Country Trends Magazine. Scott Charles in the 57 out of St. Pete, the Precision Panel Products Complete Diesel Wickman's Pit Stop car. Mike Berard will be back at Seattle Largo in the F&H Plumbing Special. So the green is out, and we are underway. Heat race number 2 for the Auto Trader Street Stocks, and quickly, Jimmy Thompson in his new ride, the Cadillac out front, and pulls away quickly from Eddie Johnson. Jeff Kidd and Ed Kidd running in the 3rd and 4th spots as they come off at turn 4. And Jimmy Thompson building up a big advantage here at early going. Jack Boswell hanging on to that 5th spot. Remember, the top 8 qualify, so there's a good battle going on back there for that final qualifying spot. Jimmy Thompson has got it out
out there in cruise control right now. Well, he can play around with the power windows. That Cadillac right now, he's so far in front. Eddie Johnson doing a good job hanging on to that second spot as we're halfway. 3 down, 3 to go. Scott Charles in the 57 is the machine on the move, and he's got point leader Todd Murphy right behind him as they move underneath the 6 car of Ed Kidd. Charles now tries the outside of Eddie Johnson for the second position. And trying to make the move down into turn 1. They bump a little bit. Eddie Johnson gets it sideways, but gathers it right back in. Todd Murphy on the inside of Ed Kidd now going to split him right down there into turn 3. The white flag is out. Huge lead for Jimmy Thompson. Full straightaway for him. Todd Murphy goes around Eddie Johnson and takes over the 3rd spot. Checkered flag getting set to come out. Jimmy Thompson out here. He's running in Hillsborough County. He's so far out front. Second spot's going to go to the 57 car of Scott Charles coming home 3rd. It'll be Murphy in the 4th spot at the line. I believe the 6 car of Ed Kidd got it. Eddie Johnson in the 6th. He'll finish up in the 5th position. And also qualifying for the feature, the 59 of Boswell, the 19 of Berard in the 70 car. Around the Speedway, let's set heat race number 3 for the Auto Trader Street Stocks up here for you. And the number 77 after a hard front straightaway crash last week. In car number 21 out of Pinellas Park, it's Wayne Jefferson, the Maxim Medical, Bennett Auto Service, Skeetco Transmission, Mad Hatter Muffler Special. John McCullough will be in car number 27, last week's feature winner out of Safety Harbor. Sponsored by Ron's Barbershop, Pro Driver Racing Collectible. The field, it'll be Mike Carr out of Safety Harbor, the Complete Auto Parts K&M Custom Cabinetry BDD Racing Special, and we're underway. Alan Summers jumping out to the early lead in that Chevelle and opens up a little bit of gap. Donnie Thomas into 31, moving up into the 2nd spot. Robert Crisp is right behind him in the 2. Crisp moving down to the inside lane, trying to find room in a possible second spot going into turn 1. Chad Whittle holds the 4th position. Wayne Jefferson on the charge down from the outside of the 21 car. Alan Summers leading the way, side-by-side battle for 2nd. Robert Crisp down on the inside now trying to take the measure of Donnie Thomas as they work into 1. Wayne Jefferson looking high and looking low, gets a little bump from Chad Whittle, but he'll hang on to that 4th spot. Gary Templeton works the outside lane, goes to 5th. Hang on, we got him 3 wide. Gary Templeton hanging on for dear life as they come out of 4. And he's going to lose some spots here. Robert Crisp looks to the inside of Alan Summers out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It's number 2 going for number 1 right now as they work their way out of turn 4. And Robert Crisp takes over the top spot. Look at, we got him 4 wide back here, battling it out for qualifying spots. Wayne Jefferson trying to move in behind his teammate Robert Crisp and battle it out here to get that 2nd spot away. Gary Templeton makes a run there. Well, we got some water kicked up on the track by Mike Carr down there. Ran through one of that water puddles down there. We got a flat tire on Mike Walsh's car. And watch it through 3 and 4. It's going to be slick down in that low groove. Everybody works down, and the checkered flag will come out. Robert Crisp to win it. Wayne Jefferson will take 2nd in the 21. 3rd will go to Alan Summers in the 36. 4th to the 31 of Donnie Thomas. 5th will go to the 27 of John McCullough. And also, okay, there is no C-Main tonight, so we go right into the mini stock heats. Mini stock heats will be up next. That phone number's on their billboard over by the Coke can in turn 2. Give Snap-on a call, and you may have a way to make a little extra cash. All right, the field's getting ready to go. Steve Palo getting back into the lineup there, along with Wayne Mathewson. Gary Brown again driving the 52 car. Field getting lined up and ready to go, and the green is out for heat race number 1 in the mini stocks. Gary Allen in the 20 having some problems sliding down to the inside. Gary Brown jumping out to a big lead here. Wayne Mathewson works his way up into position number 2. Marty Nikens to the inside of Chris McKeever in the battle for 3rd. Whoa, it's more into one
there. And Tom Meyer moves inside of him. Here's the 11 car, Mary Green into the 5th spot now as she tries to close in on Nikens and McKeever. Gary Brown in the 52, looking pretty strong right now. Mathewson and Nikens, though, beginning to close in just a bit. And here comes Mary Green to the inside of McKeever. Looking to get that 4th spot. Her car slips a little bit out of 4. Kenny Moore tries to dig in behind her in the 1 car. Oh, and the 81 going for a slide off into the infield. Joey Cantarelli having all kinds of fun. Gary Brown still out front in the 52, the Mopar Performance Parts Fat Boy Racing car, and looking pretty good, but Marty Nikens on the charge in the 70. Trying to get at least a heat race win for his birthday tonight. Cantarelli in the 81 pulls out right in front of him. And they'll try to put him a lap down going into turn 1. Nikens looked high, now will go low into lap traffic. No room there. McKeever still hanging on to 3rd. Mary Green runs 4th, and Dennis Valdez has now worked his way to 5th spot. And Kenny Moore pulls off the track in the 1 machine. He'll join Wayne Mathewson in the infield. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Gary Brown, just his 2nd week out. Trying to bring home a heat race win. Here comes Valdez up on the high side. He's gotten around Mary Green. He's challenging McKeever as they'll get set to come to the checkered flag. And at the line, it'll be Marty Nikens getting the win. 2nd spot will go to Gary Brown in the 52. Nope. So Marty Nikens, birthday boy tonight, picks up a victory in heat race number 1, and we'll get ready to line up heat race number 2. Ronnie Larson will be in car number 58. Ronnie's out of Clearwater, the Larry Larson Topsoil, J&B Pool Tile, Mike Larson Excavating car. And then rounding out the field out of Clearwater, it'll be Mike Bruneau. He's driving the Auto Tech Garage, George's Radiators. Looking for the green, and we've got it racing already. And Glover in the 3 and Renshaw in the 72, quickly going at it. James Glover at his new ride there on the inside, but Renshaw grabs the top spot going into 3. Rick Sermons to the inside of Bud Spencer as they'll battle it out for the 3rd spot. A little bumping back there at Bud's, the 46 car. Oh, Jesse Spencer getting bumped up the racetrack a little bit. Now he'll spin over in turn 2. Jesse Spencer turned around over in turn 2. May bring out a caution here if he can't get that thing going. Caution is out just as he backed it down the racetrack.
Well, I give the discount when they don't like that, right?
The green is out, and we are underway once again. Jeff Renshaw leading it in the 72. Glover works the inside lane in the 3, but here comes Sermons in the 5, quickly around on the outside into 2nd. Top 3 cars really getting away from the rest of the field. Kim Sermons a little sideways coming off of 4. Andy Green moves around Bud Spencer, and he'll take over the 4th spot. Noel Caldwell working at Dodge up on the outside, and he takes over in 5th position. Richard Kelly's right behind him. Jeff Renshaw continues to set the pace here as Rick Sermons trying to close in. Car on the move now, Richard Kelly up on the outside of that station wagon. Trying to get the 4th spot away from Andy Green. flag is out. 1 lap to go for Jeff Renshaw, car number 72. Kelly in the 18 has caught Glover and goes around him now for the 3rd spot as they get set to come down to the checkered flag. And the win is going to go easily to Jeff Renshaw in the 72. 2nd spot to the 5 Rick Sermons. 3rd goes to the 18 of Richard Kelly. Coming home 4th will be the 3 automobile of James Glover, and rounding courtesy of Mr. Clyde Beard.
And that'll be Rob Elting. Outside of him, the 102 of Roger Graham. Jim Brinkley Sr. in the 84. Clay Z. 6 cars transfer, top 6 cars transfer in to tonight's Coca-Cola 125. Green flag is out and we are underway. Problems already. Scott Liner gets a tap. He'll spin in turns 1 and 2. Everyone makes it around. See if we bring the caution flag right back out as come off turn number 4. Yes, yellow flag is out. A yellow flag on the Speedway for the 11 of Scott Liner. Heading off Speedway, green flag is out. We are underway. Kenny Vaughn on the point. Jerry Glenn working the outside line. Gary Mugavero on the 59 car. Battles on to the inside. Jerry Glenn slips off of turn number 4. Still side by side for second between Mugavero and Jerry Glenn. Oh, 33 and 8. Smith going for a spin over in turn 2. Rob Elting slowing up as well on the backstretch. And Nate is off of the Speedway down to the grass, so we continue racing. Rob Elting in car number 27 pulls into the infield. He'll be out of the event. Smith in the 33 back underway, but he'll be 1 lap down to the field. Kenny Vaughn out front. Gary Mugavero in 2nd. Jerry Glenn 3rd. 4th spot in Sartori. 5th spot to the 102 Roger Graham. Final transfer spot right now, the 84 Jim Brinkley Sr. He's being challenged by Scott Liners ahead for turn 3. Takes the 6th and final transfer spot away. Black flag being shown to the 33 as he'll leave the Speedway. Signal out from Laverne Patrick. 2 laps remaining. Flag is out. Kenny Vaughn wins it. 2nd spot goes to Mugavero. 3rd spot to Glenn. 4th spot to Sartori. 5th spot to Graham. And 6th spot to Liner. Those are the 6 cars that move on into the Coca-Cola 125. Now we'll have one choice by the
Bauer, Matthew & Associates and Smith Fasteners car. Jay Steele out of Mango will be in the Kofer Brothers. Southside Excavating. Fast load aluminum boat trailers and aero towing special. That's the 0. Roy Hosmer, the 8. Richard Kelly, the 61. Tate Pearson, the 8. Todd Halsey in the 2. We're underway already. Mike Gamache has his brand new car out tonight. The number 85 starting at the back of the field. Out front early, it's Red Van in the number 12, setting the pace. Art Calkins in that 2nd spot in the 11. Lockhart the 66 trying to hang on to 2nd, but Benny Harris is working inside of him. Side-by-side battle for 3rd. Lockhart slips up a little bit coming out of 4, but able to hold the spot. A little bit of smoke out of the 66 car now, and he's out of it. Going into turn 2, we've got a spinner. It's Kelly in the 61. Richard Kelly, the point leader, spins it around over in turn 2 to bring out the caution. the green is out. We are underway. Lanky Luke Hill in the 41. Drawing a beat on Calkins now for that second spot. Benny, and problems here on the front straightaway, and it's Turner again in the 90. And this time, he takes out a chunk of the concrete. Back to green. 4 laps still completed. A long way to go in this one. Red Van out front. And when Red gets out front, he is a hard one to deal with. And point leader Richard Kelly is off the pace and headed for the pits. Here's Jim Keelan, last week's feature winner, trying to work on the outside of Benny Harris for the 4th spot, and he'll have him down the back straightaway. Jim Keelan, that car looks strong again tonight. Meanwhile, Luke Hill puts the challenge on Art Calkins for that second spot. Calkins, who continues to run a little bit better each and every week. In that 11 car, trying to hang on to that second spot as Red Van's trying to get away from the rest of the field. Luke Hill will sweep by on the outside. He's got the second spot, and Jim Keelan's on the charge now in the number 4. Jay Steele through the infield in the 0 car and out of the event. Up front, Red Van leads it. Luke Hill trying to chase him down now. Working the outside of the racetrack, it's the 80 car, Roy Hosmer. And John Graham looks to take the point lead back again tonight as he continues to maintain, looks like about 7th spot on the racetrack right now. And look at Gerstner in the 78. He's going to try to make it 3 wide. No, he backed out of it just in time. And the halfway signal comes out. Halfway tonight's open wheel modifieds presented by Domino's Pizza. Jim Keelan has worked his way into 3rd spot. He may well have the fastest car on the racetrack. That thing is flying as he tries to set sail after both Luke Hill and the number 12 car of Red Van. Roy Hosmer continues to work the outside line of the 80, and Gerstner just trying to find some place to race now. Luke Hill has been able to gain on the 12 car of Red Van. They put a lap on Smiling Jack Elsay as they go through turns 3 and 4. Oh, and Art Calkins slows going into turn 1, and he gets clobbered in the back by the 10 of Benny Harris. Benny didn't have anywhere to go. Something apparently happened to the 11 car coming down the front straightaway. Shut down on Art Calkins, and as we look for green out, and we are underway. Luke Hill immediately starts to put the pressure on the 12 car Red Van. Benny Harris hanging on to that 3rd spot. Roy Hosmer 4th in the 80, and John Gerstner up to 5th now in the 78. And John Grimm, who most certainly will take the point lead back tonight, runs in 6th. Here's Gerstner trying the outside line on Hosmer down the back straightaway. Battle for the 4th position. It could well turn into a battle for 3rd here as Gerstner tries to work the high line on Harris as well in the 10 car. Oh, and Hosmer goes around in the 80 and backs it off down into the paved strip down there, so we'll stay under green. Yeah, that'll move Benny Harris back up to 3rd to 78 car. Gerstner now running in the 4th spot. Shobe is 5th. And John Grimm running 6th as the 2 to go signal is out. 2 laps to go. Red Van trying to hold on here for another modified victory this season. Luke Hill is going to make him work for it. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go. Luke takes it right up against the wall down the front straightaway. Good battle going on for 3rd as well. But the win as they come down to the line is going to go to Red Van in car number 12.
We got home next day, the calculator won in the first. And when you do, fly back down, find the same
second spot's going to go to the number 41 of Luke Hill. Coming home third will be the 10 of Benny Harris. Fourth spot to the 78 of John Gershar into victory lane. Wire to wire tonight. Auto Trader Street Stock 20 lap feature event. That'll be up first. Again, little switch. No figure eights tonight. First, that's going to be our final event of the evening tonight.
I told him there is some baggage handler in Atlanta, Georgia, right now is scratched off. He went to tell me.
All right, he's out of the car after another hard-fought modified win. Let's hear it for Red Van. Red Van, your modified feature winner. Red sponsored by Tampa Mobile Repair. Fred Cox Automotive and Thompson PBE. Always been helping him out all season long. And we'll get the victory lane celebrations down there quickly. Hey, you know, if you need a battery, be it a racing battery, or if you need a battery just for your car or your car, you're from the Wing House tonight. Street Stock feature time. Here they come out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. We're underway. Robert Crisp grabs the early advantage in the 2 car. Here comes Corky Craver in the 5, making a move for second. Bartlett drops back into third. We're 3 wide back there for 4th spot right now. Donalow has the position up to 5th. It is going to be Jefferson in the 21. He will be the car to watch here right now as he's gotten an early jump on the field here. Oh, boy, some bumping and banging 3 wide stuff back in the middle of the pack. Working their way out of turn 4. Steve Malone working that high line there back behind Mike Berard in the 19. Robert Crisp continues to lead the way in the 2 car. Wayne Jefferson on the charge in the number 21. He goes on the outside and takes over 4th. Takes it right to the wall. Swings to the outside of Barry Bartlett going into turn 1. And Wayne Jefferson trying to move up into that 3rd spot now. Jefferson takes over in the 3rd spot, and he'll have the chance now to try to chase down those leaders. Has a huge pack there in the middle of the racetrack, 3 wide again. Steve Malone's going to try to go right through the middle in the orange car. Oh, watch it. Bartlett got out of shape coming down the front straightaway. Everybody scattered to get through. Good job of driving by Donalow, and she'll pick up position number 4. Meanwhile, Wayne Jefferson continues to try to reel in the leaders. His teammate Robert Crisp leads the way in the 2 car. And Craver in the 5 hangs on to position number 2. And Bartlett spins around, sets off a chain reaction going into the corner. McCullough got into it. He got rear-ended by Murphy, but everybody able to continue. Caution is coming out. Eddie Johnson spins around in a 60. We make
Speedway, but it's going to be Jim Brinkley Sr. Start 24th time.
Okay. Continues to set the pace here at car number 2. As the green is back out, we are underway. Corky Craver hanging on to the 2nd spot. Wayne Jefferson rides in 3rd. Donalow is 4th now. Chuck Redding hanging on to the 5th spot. Craver sliding a little bit high out of turn number 4. But Jefferson unable to take advantage that time. Robert Crisp continues to lead the way in the 2 car. Craver again very hard through 3 and 4, and Jefferson riding that inside line. And he may be able to grab that 2nd spot away now. Down on the inside, it's Wayne Jefferson taking over in position number 2. Steve Malone on the charge also in the 20, works to the inside of Scott Charles. Leads it. Teammate Wayne Jefferson runs in the 2nd spot now. Kramer back to third, and Donalow still hanging on to that fourth spot. Redding is fifth. Charles in sixth, just barely in front of the 20 car, Steve Alone. And now we've got a battle going on. Donalow in a bit of trouble coming off the 2, and she's going to lose 3 spots. Make it 4 now. As Berard gets around, Redding will move up to 4th. Steve Alone now takes over the 5th spot in the 20. He's already finished 5th 8 times this year. But he has his sights set on a 4th spot right now as he works to the outside of the 70 car of Chuck Redding. And Steve Alone's going to get that spot headed down into turn 1. Robert Crisp continues to lead it, but Wayne Jefferson has closed on his back bumper now. 7 laps remaining. Oh, as Mike Berard goes for a ride down the front straightaway. Here's the lead battle off of turn number 4, Robert Crisp and Wayne Jefferson. Steve Alone trying to charge forward and close in on the 5 car of Corky Craver. 5 laps remaining now, 5 to go. Can Robert Crisp hang on for his first win this year? Wayne Jefferson, the winningest driver in the Auto Trader Street Stocks in the 1995 season, is right there to challenge him. And they're closing in on lap traffic as well. Johnson in the 60 will be right in front of them here with 4 laps remaining. Meanwhile, Steve Alone has caught Corky Craver. They almost got together going down the front straightaway. Steve Alone currently second in the points, and he runs about 4 spots in front of Todd Murphy right now. Battle for the lead and the battle going on for the 3rd spot all at the same time. Steve Alone's got some room on the inside going down the back straightaway. Can't quite make it work though. Lead battle continues down the backstretch. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. Wayne Jefferson's got some room going into turn 1, but he had the door shut on him. Steve Alone trying to make a move on that 3rd spot right now, but the win is going to go. First time for Robert Crisp in the 2. Second will go to the 21 of Jefferson. 3rd to the 5 of Craver. 4th will go to the 20 of Steve Alone. And coming home 5th, it'll be car number 48, Jimmy Thompson.
That was supposed to be in the field, and it wasn't there. So it's 180 something.
Okay, as you can see, we do have some lightning off to our south here. So we're being a little extra careful with that and going to try to rush the show along. So we'll bring Robert Crisp out for a victory lane celebration a little bit later on. It is his first win, so we want to make sure he does get a victory lane celebration in a while. We are going to go on ahead and bring the Florida Pro Series cars out right after our oval drags and fan participation racing and go right into the 125 lapper tonight. And hopefully get it all in just in case any weather does happen to hit this way. And again, get those 50-50 raffle tickets. You still got some time to get them, but you need to hurry it up a little bit because Jim Bargo started up on the outside, but he gains the advantage over Dave Tennis. Dave's car hasn't started smoking yet. And it is Jim Bargo crossing the line first in his Mustang. Dave Tennis will get the 2nd spot overall. Oval Dragsters. Yeah, we are off and running right away. Frank Hill gains the advantage. See, yeah, they've obviously done the work right. The truck is handling good again. Frank Hill coming down to the line, and he will take round number 1. Donnie Hines right off that outside line. Boy, he takes absolutely very little time in pulling way in front there in the Silver Bullet. goes down to take the checkered flag, and he will move on, eliminating so it's a family battle here. It's a battle of the old Ford pickups, as they'll go at it right all the way here. Doug Rotenberger holding the advantage going into turn 3. And they work their way out of 4, and it will be Doug Rotenberger moving on, eliminating Dave Rotenberger. Here we go. Boy, Frank Hill really getting the power to the rear wheels quick on that truck tonight. McElwain trying to hang on, got a little sideways through 2. And Frank Hill will move on in the Chevy S10, eliminating Mark Ming. And just in case we need to try to beat this weather, we're going to try to do it. All right, the green is out. We're underway. And we might have a rematch of that race last week in which they crashed. Donnie Hines leading the way and coming down to the checker, and Donnie Hines will move on into the final. Heels, they're both back out and ready to go. There is the green, and we are underway. Donnie Hines got a pretty good run on him going down into turn 1. Frank Hill, though, pulling away. Can he try to get the inside line through 3 and 4? Here they come, the lightning and flashing in the background, and at the line, it'll be Frank Hill taking the win. Boy, he didn't win it by much, though.
Auto Accident Attorneys for the Pro Series. Tonight's race sponsored by Coca-Cola.
All right, thanks a lot, Rick. The field lines up. The caution lights are out on the Dayton Andrews Dodge Avenger pace car. Jimmy Cope and Wayne Bowman, 2 drivers with plenty of experience here at Sunshine Speedway, get set to bring them down for the start. The green is out. We are underway. It is side by side into turn 1, bumping on, banging on each other already. Cope grabs the early advantage in the 6 car. Off the pole, Fletcher in the 75. He'll be one to watch as well as he tucks in now. Bowman trying to get down low and can't cover the spot. Fletcher's going to find room. Fletcher would also like to get up there and run side by side with Cope, but he's got to deal with Bowman first. Dwayne Dempsey working the outside lane in the 7 car, trying to work on Mike Fritz in the 01. Second spot goes over to the 75 of Fletcher. Fletcher has that car really dialed into the low side of the racetrack. And Jimmy Cope is going to have a tough time holding Fletcher off here now. Fletcher right on his back bumper. Bowman hanging on to that 3rd spot. Here is Fletcher. He looks to the inside, can't find the room again. Jimmy Cope in the 6 machine. Plenty fast, but having a little trouble holding the inside groove. And problems here on the front straightaway. Michael Hay in the 11 car of Scott Liner tangle it up. Green light will remain out for the time being. No, caution is out now. Caution is out. Again, these caution laps will count as they'll work on. All right, here we go. Green back out. Mike Franklin trying to take a spot from Shane Rice on that restart, as is Powell in the number 19 car trying to get around River Rock. Up front, the battle continues for the lead. Dave Fletcher all over the 6 car, Jimmy Cope. Fletcher again looks down to the inside, going into 3. Wayne Bowman sits back to see what's going to happen. Mike Fritz hanging on to the 4th spot. Dempsey is 5th. Fletcher could get by Cope, he could set sail. But right now, Cope doing a good job, and we've got a caution. Spin by Johnny Stanford as the green flag comes back out, and we're racing once again. Jimmy Cope and Dave Fletcher leading the way. Charlie Reagan Jr. makes a move on Brian Leverock for position. And Sammy Cockhill also going to try to pick up a spot as well. Here comes Fletcher. He and Cope bang together coming off a 4. Fletcher's been getting some good runs off the corners. And that time he and Cope just about get together again. Now Fletcher will try the outside again out of turn 4. Cope gives him a little bit more room that time, but not enough. Fletcher right there. Bowman tries to stick his nose in there again.
Hey, we got Roger Graham spun in turn 2. Roger, 10th in the point standings, has his mom trying to get back up on the racetrack.
Jimmy Cope still trying to hang on. Fletcher, who's getting off the corners just a little bit better, but has not been able to get a good jump about midway down the straightaways, good enough to draw alongside Cope's car. Meanwhile, Mike Franklin putting a little bit of fender to the 7 car, Dwayne Dempsey going through 1 and 2, and we could see a change in fifth spot here. Dempsey trying to work the outside lane. Franklin down on the inside. As again, a little bump in between the 2 leaders going on. They're closing in on lap traffic once again. Laverne Patrick getting the move over flag. A workout here as Franklin picks up the spot from Dempsey. Dempsey quickly trying to cover the spot as Shane Rice is right there with him now. Stanford in trouble here on the front straightaway, right in front of the lead cars. As things get a little hectic, and will stay under green, believe it or not. Jimmy Cope gets a little bit of an advantage on Fletcher there after that situation. As the leader has put a lap on the 98 car, Jerry Glenn. And now have got the 102 of Roger Graham between them and the rest of the field. Here comes the 01 car of Fritz in the 3rd spot now. He has been able to get 3rd away from Bowman. Bowman slowed to avoid Stanford. Fritz went by on the outside and picked up the 3rd spot. Franklin runs in 5th. Dempsey holding on to 6th. Shane Rice is 7th. And James Bell is up to 8th spot now. Running 9th is the 41 of Williams. And Charlie Reagan Jr. runs in 10th as again the lead battle heats up. Fletcher trying to make something work to get around Jimmy Cope. Here's Fletcher again, trying to get some room up on the high side. Cope again will not give him any room. A challenge now for the 4th spot as here comes the 72 of Franklin on the inside. Mike Franklin continues to pick up positions. He is now to 4th. So Mike Franklin Jr. and we've got a problem. Problem here is Scott Bramlett spins in turn 4. Sail right now as the green gets set to come back out. Jimmy Cope and Dave Fletcher start at it again as the green comes out at lap number 40. Still a long, long way to go, and the battle now is for 3rd. Mike Franklin Jr. in the 72, methodically trying to work his way through the field, and now he is putting the challenge to Mike Fritz into turn 1. And Mike Fritz will fight him off. He'll work through on the inside, and we've got a new 3rd place car. Mike Franklin, meanwhile, up front, the battle for the lead heats up again. Jimmy Cope and Dave Fletcher. But they may well have to keep their eyes on the 72 car back there in the 3rd spot. He is coming on.
I'll tell you what, Dave, we're going to have a 3-car battle here in just a minute.
And he creates quite a scramble at the back of the pack down there. Everybody able to make it through. MC and Russ trying to fight their way back up through some of the slower cars. Up front, meanwhile, the three-car tussle continues with Jimmy Cope leading, Dave Fletcher, and the 72 of Franklin. Here's Franklin. He took a look on the inside of Fletcher down the backstretch. Couldn't find the room that time. Again, Fletcher, who was up there all over Cope a while ago for the lead, now has to be very, very careful. Take his shot at getting the lead, but he's also got to watch and try to hang on to that second spot. Bowman has gotten that fourth spot, and he now is running a little bit stronger, it appears. Fritz hangs on to the fifth position. James Powell has worked his way up to sixth. Charlie Reagan is seventh. Jeff Williams eighth. Donnie Stanford running ninth. A good run for him. In a 10th spot right now. I believe it's going to be the 127 of Kenny Vaughn. He has had a good run. Again, the battle shifts in now for second spot as Franklin tries to put the pressure on the 75 of Fletcher as they close in on more lap traffic. Brinkley in the 84, Jerry Glenn in the 98 running very, very slow. Franklin dropping back a little bit now in the 72. As things begin to settle down here a little bit. Jimmy Cope has led it all the way, but it hasn't been easy. James Powell working all over the 01 car. Mike Fritz, that is for fifth spot. Time as they come by this time will be halfway. Halfway in the Coca-Cola 125. Halfway signal is out on the field. Fritz got the 01 car a bit squirrely that time out of four. He's able to maintain, though, his spot over James Powell. Charlie Reagan and Donnie Stanford right behind Powell now as well. So a good four-way tussle there for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Sammy Coghill going a lap down in the 21 car. He's lost the handle a bit on that car in the past 10 or 15 laps. Another car that seems to be going away a bit is the 01 of Fritz. James Powell really all over him right now. Jimmy Cope still leads it. He'll put a lap on Roger Graham again as they come down the front straightaway. Uses the lap trap Bowman into the Fritz car off of turn 2. Leaders again into heavy, heavy lap traffic. Scott Liner, we've got Dempsey and Wachtel just in front, and we've got a tangle coming off of 4. Kenny Vaughn and Scott Bramlett getting together. And again, a lot of lap traffic now for the lead cars to deal with. And they're getting in close to lapping cars in the top 10 right now. Wachtel running in the top 10, being put a lap down. And Dempsey about, oh, we got a spin right in front of the lead cars. Michael Hayes, going to be interesting. Well, here we go. Jimmy Cope has led it all the way so far in the number 6. Dave Fletcher. And the 72 of Franklin, and now the 38 of Bowman. He becomes a factor once again. Again, Fritz dropping back a little bit in the 01 machine as the lead cars trying to put some laps on other parts. And we got a car in trouble on the backstretch. That is Donnie Stanford in the 68 slowing. His first start in the late model division this year here at Sunshine Speedway. And apparently a problem on that car. And it looks like he is headed for the pit area. Donnie Stanford, former late model track champion here at Sunshine Speedway.
Tough break as he was still on the lead lap in the 8th position when that happened.
Well, some clear sailing here for a while now for the lead cars. No lap machines in front of them. Boy, and James Powell again trying to find a way around the 01 car of Mike Fritz. Fritz's car just is not getting off the corners at all right now. And here comes Franklin. Franklin nearly got inside of Fletcher that time, coming off of 4. Fletcher continues to try to put the pressure on the leader, Jimmy Cope, while trying to hold off the pressure from behind from Franklin and Bowman. And again, those first 4 cars begin to pull out some distance. Brinkley brings the 84 car to the infield. He'll call it a night. Again, James Powell trying to find a way around Mike Fritz in the 01. And some problems and some sheet metal flying off one of the cars up there in the top of turn 2. May have come off the Jeff Williams car. Yes, and here is Powell to the inside of Fritz. And makes the pass, and the whole train's going to go by here, maybe. Charlie Reagan Jr. makes the pass, and we've got a challenge for second spot now. As now it's Johnny Stanford in trouble up at the top of turn 2, and the caution is out again. The leaders don't have. We will find out shortly. Green is back out. Here comes the 19 car of Powell. He is up now to challenge Wayne Bowman in the 38. They duke it out and tangle up going through turn 2, but keep going. Sheet metal flying, and now we got a flat tire on the 41 and a spin by Jeff Williams, and the caution out once more.
I'll tell you what, Dave, Dave's Powell.
Well, here we go. Wayne Bowman trying to jump on the inside of Powell for the restart as the green comes out, and we're underway. It is Mike Franklin Jr. who has been the passing master tonight. And he is up there on Jimmy Cope's rear bumper now, set to do battle. Here comes Fletcher, trying to find a way up on the outside, but so far no go. Franklin continues to work it on the inside, and he tries the inside lane on Cope, and here comes Fletcher on the outside. Dave Van Cope's in trouble. Jimmy Cope with a problem gives the lead over to Fletcher in the 70 Speedway and bring home a Florida Pro win tonight. Mike Franklin trying to chase him. Those two cars well in front of the third place machine of James Powell. 10 laps remaining, 10 laps to go for Dave Fletcher. And the leaders again are probably going to have to deal with some more lap traffic before this one's over with. Franklin has been able to close up on the back bumper a couple of times going into the corners, but Fletcher's been able to pull him off on the straightaways. Again, the lap traffic could well come into play here. The end of this one, Ed Sartori, Scott Liner, Jeff Williams, Roger Graham all up through there, and big tangle going down into turn one.
Yeah, Dave.
Dempsey and Bramlett hard into the wall.
Dempsey and Bramlett got together. Scott on the inside, and Dempsey had made a move on the.
All right, 120 laps complete. Florida Pro Series rules state that the last.
Can you get rice holes here?
I guess you can, I don't know. That's the
To green. Franklin and Powell right with him on the restart. Pace car makes it out of the way just in time as the green flag flies and we're back underway. Fletcher seems to have a little better race car on the colder tires. Franklin trying to close in. Powell holding on to that third spot. And for him, that would be really a victory tonight, the way things have been going the last few races. Dave Fletcher on his way to victory in the number 75. Opens up the distance between himself and Franklin. 2 to go signal is out this time. 2 laps to go for Dave Fletcher. White flag will be out this time. 1 lap remaining. Dave Fletcher leads them into turn 3 and down to the checkered flag. It will be Dave Fletcher picking up the win. Boy, a tough break again for Jimmy Cope as he had problems coming off of turn 4 on the last lap and lost a couple more spots. It is Dave Fletcher in that online computers Fletcher race car special taking the win.
I'll tell you what, Dave Fletcher from 4th to 1st, Mike Franklin from 7th to 2nd, and James Powell started 9th and finished 3rd, and Charlie Reagan from 12th.
9th to the 6th car of Jimmy Cope and 10th to the 127 of Kenny Vaughn. Again, we do repeat, that is unofficial.
I tell you what, Dave, Shane Russ, with all that work, wound up 5th. That's where he started. That's a lot of work for that. We're going to get a word with Dave and let him catch his breath here. See if we can get in here real quick while everybody's coming over. I'll tell you what, Dave, you had to work for that one tonight.
I'm telling you, Jimmy Cope, Mike Franklin, they gave me a hard way to go. You know, I got lucky I was in the right place at the right time at the end, but sometimes I've been in the wrong place, so I'm glad to win this.
I'll tell you what, looked like your car, we thought maybe at the end there would be a shootout. It looked like your car was pretty good after those caution flags.
Well, my car's pretty good. I was about to run out of brakes following Jimmy and Mike. I was trying to let them go for a little while.
Well, it's a great race. You've had some tough luck in these events. Good to get one, huh?
I've had some real tough luck this year. You know, this really helped turn things around.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Once again, let's hear it for Dave Pletcher, your winner of tonight's Coca-Cola 125 for the Q Auto Accident Attorney Florida Pro Series. We go back here, talk to Mike Franklin. I tell you, you had to do some work out there tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if it wasn't for bad luck throwing pills every time we go anywhere, I bust my butt to get up to the front. By the time I get there, the car ain't, I just use the car up. But I tried to save as much as I could, and I figured where Jimmy and Dave was.
Here on the local shows that you haven't been running a lot, just some of the bigger races and stuff this year. What do you plan on doing the rest of the season?
I've been running a lot of DeSoto and running here a little bit, running over to Orlando, and I'm trying to just get as much seat time as I can this year, locally or whatever, so I can maybe run that Hooters Cup next year. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, well, good luck.
Appreciate it.
Once again, Shane Russ finishes 5th tonight. And guess what? After all this, we're going to give away some big money here. How much we got? $599. We got just one pot? Okay, and even $500, well, not even, but $599. We got a orange ticket, number 474426.
Has drawn a pole position for this one tonight. He'll be in the number 5. And on the outside, it'll be Mary Green driving the number 11. Do we got a winner? Are they here? Wave at us. Okay, Jill is up here in the tower. Okay, take it. We'll find you down there. Okay, we got us a winner, I think. Freddie Nikens will be on the outside in the number 70. In fact, Rick Sermazon will be in the 20. James Glover in the 3. Gary Brown in the 52. The 26 will be driven by Bud Spencer. Tim McPhail in the 30. Mike Bruneau in the 71. Steve Larson driving the 89 car as the green is out and we are underway. Rick Sermons grabs the early advantage in the 5. Marty Nikens moves in right behind in the 70. The two guys celebrating birthdays run 1 and 2 right now. Mary Green trying to hold off the 6 car. Kim Servants for the 3rd spot, and Andy Green runs in 5th. Rick Servants and Marty Nikens trying to put a little distance on the rest of the field here. Oh, Glenn Kelly goes around. James Glover gets into him going down the backside. Everybody else slipping and sliding around. Kelly slides down off the racetrack out of the way and will stay under green. Rick Sermons continues to set the pace in the number 5. Glover coming by in the 3 car. A lot of damage to the right side of that machine, but he continues on the Speedway. Kelly back out has lost a couple of laps in the 16. Good battles further back in a couple of cars we're watching try to come through the field. The 58 of Larson and the 18 of the point leader, Richard Kelly, trying to work their way toward the front. Rick Sermons with a lot of pressure now from Marty Nikens in the 70 car. Nikens looks like he might be a little bit faster right now, and Mary Green is staying right there with him in the 11. has been looking high, looking low, doing all he can, but Ronnie Larson on the charge has just made the move into fifth spot, getting underneath Andy Green in the 12, and now he tries to work underneath the 6 of Kim Sermons. Richard Kelly closes in, and we've got our first caution of the event, Tom Marr together. All right, getting ready to turn them loose again. This one could get real interesting real quick. 9 laps to go. Green is out. We are underway. Marty Nikens drawn to beat on the 5-car Rick Sermons. Here comes Larson in the 58 trying to make the move on Andy Green. That'll be for the 5th spot. Kelly is right behind him. Oh, and another spin out of turn 2. Meyer in the 04 going around. And caution will come out. Caution out. Everybody misses. All right, here we go. Green back out. We are underway. Again, Ronnie Larson is the guy trying to charge here in the 58. Making the move underneath Andy Green down the back straightaway. Ronnie Larson picks up the 5th spot. Up front still, Rick Sermons leading Marty Nikens. Richard Kelly gets around Andy Green, takes over 6th. Here's Larson in the 58 trying to make the move on Kim Sermons, who hangs onto that 4th spot. Larson dives to the inside. Andy Green spins around in the 12. I think he's going to be able to back it off the racetrack, though. We'll stay under Green. 5 laps to go. And a battle is on for the lead now. As Nikens in the 70 is trying a high line. Here comes Larson, and here comes Kelly. We're going to have a 5-car shootout up front right now. Nikens gathered it up in the 70 car, works to the high side. Here comes Larson in the 58 to the high side of Mary Green. They'll battle down the back straightaway. 5 cars running right together. Larson in the 58 is on the charge. Nikens works the high side. Larson the low side. Sermons doing all he can to hold him off. Runs Larson right down to the inside of the racetrack. Marty Nikens might be able to take advantage here as they come off of 4. Marty Nikens in the 70. They'll get set to come down to the white flag. It's 3 wide for the lead going into 3. Larson down through the speed bumps, gets it sideways. Look at this at the line, a white flag, 3 cars side by side for the win. Larson down on the inside, takes the lead going down the backstretch. And here comes Kelly. They'll get set to come down for the win. It will be Ronnie Larson picking up the win. He has had this car running like crazy lately. And without a doubt, one of the most exciting finishes of the year. Let's hear it for Ronnie Larson. Ronnie Larson in the number 58. And you believe 3 wide the entire last lap. And he comes across the line for the victory. Well, we got one more to go, and it is the Q Auto Accident Attorneys Figure 8 feature event. Don't go away. It ain't over yet, folks.
I guess.
Jack Boswell Jr. will be in the 59 starting on the pole. Jimmy Thompson's going to have the outside in the number 48 car. Johnny 5. So here we go, 15 laps of motorized madness. In a field of 15 getting set to go at it. The green is out. We are underway. Donnie Thomas using the 59 car as a battering ram there at the start. Robert Crisp, go to your car, please. Robert Crisp, go to your car, please. Boy, John Baranowskis ran through a water puddle down there and then tried to run right through Shannon Lingell. There wasn't much he could do about it. Oh, TJ Sharon, last week's winner, does a 360 coming off the corner. Sitting down there. I don't want to be sitting there right now. No way. You got Art Calkins and Mike Leacock in trouble down here, and we're going to get a red. Going to get a red. Red. It sounds like a lot of fun if you're a bowler. Sign up over at the Sunshine Bowl for this brand new unique league format where you will have caution lights off on the pace car. We got 14 laps to get it done here with the figure eights, the Q Auto Acton Attorney figure eights, and Jimmy Thompson sets the pace in the number 48 car. Jack Boswell running in the second spot. Donnie Thomas hanging on to third. Carver is fourth. Baranowskis in at fourth spot. Here comes Donnie Thomas in the number 31. He moves up into the second spot.
We hope for today that somebody will come up live with us, so I can get
Field stringing out a little bit around here. Could make things real interesting in the intersection if they can keep it under green here for a while. Jimmy Thompson in the 48 holds a pretty sizable advantage right now. But it won't be long before he'll have to contend with cars in the intersection. Art Calkins trying to make a pass on Chetson-Kosov. He through turns 1 and 2. Jimmy Thompson with a pretty good lead build up right now can pretty much time the way he gets through the intersection each time. Oh, it's getting a little closer though. Again, that field really getting strung out around the racetrack. Oh, yeah. Once again, Jimmy Thompson right through the middle that time. Phil Wickman in the 05 running there in the back of the field. TJ Sharon in the 01. They just barely made it through that time. All right, Jimmy Thompson trying to time his way through the intersection, and everybody else slowed down that time. That made it easy for him. Whoops, now Scott Charles's car has died right here. Getting into the intersection. He got it fired up again, though, and keeps it going. Jimmy Thompson continues with the lead. Boswell maintained third just in front of Bruce Carver, and John Baranowskis says nobody's really been able to make a whole lot of moves through there. Shannon Lingell leading a long group of cars. Doug Catalano and Bill Rivard gets sideways in front of Ron Davis, Jetson Kosov, and Art Calkins at the tail end of that group. And Jimmy Thompson still with a pretty good advantage, gives him the opportunity to sort of feather the engine a little bit going through the intersection and time his way through without having to worry about battling anybody there. It's going to get real interesting, though, when he catches the tail end of this train here, because there's not going to be any room to get through in the middle of anybody. Laps winding down, though, just 5 to go, actually less than 5 to go. Oh, Calkins slipping and sliding around as he and Senna Kosov battle it out back there.
Now Jimmy Thompson again has to sort of slow it through the intersection. And might not have been as close as it looked. But you never know what it's like the next time by. Oh, yeah. Donnie Thomas been able to close in a little bit now in the 31 as Jimmy Thompson has obviously slowed a little bit to try to avoid the intersection altercations. Just 3 laps to go. Jack Boswell doing a good job hanging on to third. That would be his best finish of the year if he can hang on to it. Again, Thompson times his way through the intersection trying to keep from hitting any cars there while holding off Donnie Thomas. Oh, it's going to get interesting now, though. Watch out. A couple of cars got together back there while Bill Rivard goes for a slide down into the grass. Oh, watch out. He pulls out right into traffic. Bruce Carver really had to take evasive action there. And now Jimmy Thompson has got a mess coming through the intersection. Just makes it through. The white flag is out. 1 to go. Donnie Thomas right on his back bumper is going to push him through that intersection, make him work his way through. They found a hole, though. They slide through an area down here where some water got kicked up on the racetrack, and it looks like Jimmy Thompson's going to be able to hang on and pick up the win in the number 48. Second will go to the Donnie Thomas car, the 31. Coming home third is going to be John Baranauskas in the number 5. Fourth, going to Boswell in the number 59. And fifth spot looks like it's going to be Bruce Carver in the 34. A good run for Bruce tonight. And Chet Sinakosoff and Art Calkins having a little friendly discussion down there. Well, Jimmy Thompson gets his first win in the Cadillac tonight in the figure eights.
Got that thing again?
Hold it, stop.
Back and move over here.
I couldn't stop.
We'll take the kids first, Red. All right. Good job. Hey.
Cadillac now.
Folks that are still here, give him a good hand. It's his first win out here at Sunshine Speedway. Robert Crisp, our street stock feature winner tonight. Took us a while to get you out here, Robert, but you know you can hang around here as long as you want now. Nobody's going to send you back.
Okay. All right, everybody else, come on in.
Coming up that deal right there. Yeah. Yeah, we was, right?
All right, get here in front of me.
Oh, that's Chet's car. He's here with Robert.
Billy, put your foot in with that. Wait a minute. We got one more slow post coming. You better hurry. Hurry up.